you wanted the best, you've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Chris Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. Ladies and gentlemen, the only things that makes official. Welcome to the big show. As always, for 16, nearly 20 years, we've been bringing you the Chris Voss Show podcast, the oldest living podcast in existence, out of a handful still left, that still delivers 1 to 2 new shows a day. No one does that. We're the last man standing on that front. Support the show. Otherwise, we could just roll into a ball of tears and cry if you don't. Just whatever. Go to goodreads.com / Chris Voss, linkedin.com / Chris Voss, Chris Voss 1, the TikTok, and all those crazy places on the internet. Opinions expressed by guests on the podcast are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the host or the Chris Voss Show. Some guests of the show may be advertising on the podcast, but it is not an endorsement or review of any kind. Today, an amazing man on the show. We're going to be talking about his book series and his books. This one that we'll lead off with today is called Nifty Neighbors, Mr. Rogers and Jesus Christ by Tracy Emerick. We're going to get into it with him and find out all the deets and the wonderful story he's woven here and told based on these two individuals that, man, if there was two people like Jesus, it's probably the two of them. Because I saw that documentary on that there Mr. Rogers. Wow, he worked a little too hard to be a nice guy. No, I'm just kidding. You can't do that. Tracy, our author, is a retired business owner who spent over 2 days executing and consulting and training in database marketing. He served 1 decade as a state president or representative, over 2 decades also on the town's planning board. He's been a moderator of his congregational church. I'm having some problems here today, aren't I? I'm reading. For almost 4 decades. He has 2 children and 5 grandchildren. He's just a citizen seeking to make the world a better place. He's authored multiple books, operated a direct marketing agency and business development consulting. While writing his work, he served as a state representative, moderator for his church, and chair of the town planning board. He's taught at several universities at the graduate level, and his education includes a BA in philosophy, a master's in business administration, and PhD in business administration. Welcome to the show, sir. How are you?
I'm very well, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you. And give us .coms, websites. Where can people find you on the interwebs?
You will find me at the leadershipfrontier.com, which is a podcast. Also, I have a new website going up called TracyEmerickPhD.com. That's just going live about now. And that features my several books and a little background.
How many books do you have in total so that people can know?
Well, I wrote 2 marketing books back in the 80s. Those don't count anymore. I have 4 books printed now, all along the same theme. And I have 3 more in the editorial process right now. So it will be a total of 7 in this series.
Cool. So it is a series. I guess it doesn't matter which order you take them in. They seem to be about different people in Jesus.
The first book I wrote, I actually wrote it because my son-in-law is a non-believer.
Oh.
So I thought he loved Apple products. Still does. I do too.
Yeah.
So I decided that Steve Jobs was a good target. And I looked at Steve Jobs as an entrepreneur, and I compared him with Jesus Christ as an entrepreneur. I've gotten a lot of flack about that one, by the way.
Really?
But it is a capturing title. That was the intent.
Yeah.
To get people inside.
A little bit of a, what do they call that? Debate?
Oxymoron?
Title bait? Something like that?
Yeah. Clickbait.
Yeah. Clickbait, that's it. You got it. Yeah. You got it. I couldn't remember that. I'm just having a seizure here, evidently, or a stroke in the middle of the show. So I don't know what's going on with me. But tell us about this book. Give us a little bit more in depth. How do you basically compare side by side Jesus and Mr. Rogers, or how do you fold out the tale?
That was a very easy one. Mr. Rogers was a very lovable character on television for about 25, 30 years. He did 800 and some episodes. So he was a household word. It was interesting because he came along about the same time as Sesame Street. Here was Sesame Street with all these characters running around doing everything. And then you had Mr. Rogers show up, kind of low-key, putting on his sweater and his sneakers and stuff. And the kids loved him just as well.
Yeah.
as Sesame Street. So it was interesting. But it was a minister. So he was a believer, and he tried to bridge the gap, if you will, between faith and human interaction. But he wasn't preachy. He just told stories, much like Jesus did. Jesus would preach every now and again, but a lot of his were the parables, just telling stories. Because nobody wrote anything down back then, and so the only way the word was going to get out is telling stories. So Mr. Rogers adopted that same philosophy of let's just tell them a story.
Yeah.
And the kids loved it.
Yeah.
So it was very easy to have a parallel Mr. Rogers and Jesus Christ because they ran along the same track.
Yeah. They were very similar, especially when you see the background on him. He did a lot of great things. Mr. Rogers did. He was very humble. I think Jesus was very humble. And he lived a life that was, he gave to children, he gave to people. He genuinely liked people. And yeah, I really liked I grew up watching Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street and all that stuff. And they were just fun to watch. And he would give important lessons. He took on racism and different issues that were going on at the time. And he sometimes would take them head on and try to explain to children in a good way that there's some better ways to behave towards other people around here. And he always struck me as the nicest guy. You'd watch the show, but when you watch the documentary and other stuff, behind the scenes, he was one of those few people that you see that they were who they are on stage. Yeah, they didn't walk their talk. Or did I say that right? They walked their talk. And so, yeah, there's a lot of great things about him. And then maybe Jesus should have gotten a TV show, but he's definitely done well as an entrepreneur. Welcome to Little House in Bethlehem or something. Jokes. What was the reasoning that you told me why you wanted to write the book? That makes sense, and to help other people. And was there an aha moment that you had? Was it mostly to help your family member, or was it like an aha moment where you?
My observation back when I wrote this book is that basically the church has become something that's over there. You go there on Sunday and you leave and it stays over there. And what I tried to do in all of these books was help people understand that the church, the God, is in here. It's not over there. And so all the books reflect that. They provide the bridge for people who don't necessarily believe to at least have an opportunity to ask the questions.
Yeah.
My books don't give the answers. I'm just saying, look, here's a parallel. Here was a guy 2,000 years ago, XYZ. Here was a guy, last century, XYZ. And so I try to draw the similarities so people can see the connection. And hopefully from themselves, they can say, that's not bad. Let me look into that a little bit. That's my intention, is just to provide a bridge.
Yeah. Characteristics, traits, attitudes, and things that people can use to maybe improve their neighborhood, so that you kind of give them some tools to work with there.
That's the idea.
Yeah. Maybe we should all work to be more like Mr. Rogers and Jesus. Mr. Rogers the guy was such a nice guy, but I'm not into sweaters. I like short sleeve shirts, but maybe now if you ever want to do a spin-off parody book or book on that's tongue-in-cheek funny, maybe you should do Mr. Roberts and Jesus Christ. And that's the Mr. Roberts with, who's the big famous comedian from SNL? Did you ever see Mr. Roberts from SNL?
Oh,
Eddie Murphy did a take on Mr. Rogers. I guess you never saw it, but you'll have to check it out. But yeah, I don't think there'd be anything similar to Jesus Christ with the Mr. Roberts. I think it was definitely a funny bit. Now you've got several other books in the series, and they kind of fall on the same theme where you talk about quality people, entrepreneurs. Tell us about some of the other books.
Nifty Neighbors is the one primarily. Consummate Coaches is Bill Belichick in Jesus Christ. I happen to live in New England.
So most people call him Darth Vader. How did he get aligned with Jesus Christ?
He's a good coach. He was a good coach.
Yeah, that's true. He was.
I also did Martin Luther King and Jesus Christ in Constant Courage.
Oh, that would be interesting.
That was also fairly easy compared. It was along the same lines as Nifty Neighbor.
Yeah, just like Jesus, I think he knew I think he knew that it was gonna come down to a bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we mentioned Extreme Entrepreneurs with Steve Jobs and Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I've written 3 more. Soaring Souls, that's Oprah Winfrey and Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Then I've got Projecting Power, that's Donald Trump and Jesus Christ.
Now, is the Oprah one where her and Jesus are always trying to lose weight? Is that, no, I'm just doing
Well, actually, it was her skills, her skills of communicating with people.
That's true.
She had a great connection with people.
Yeah, totally.
And I think that's when your souls get along.
Yeah.
And so she was very disarming as an interviewer because of her skills and her sense of people.
It's just funny because she was always on a diet. Seriously, it was funny. It's like, oh, she's on a diet. Oprah's on a diet again.
Again, or still.
Yeah, it's a thing. I think she went on that GLPs or whatever they're called, and she's lost a lot of weight. So good for her. I lost a lot of weight. I know how hard it is. So anybody who loses weight, good for them, man. That's a tough road. I'm still trying to lose it all.
The last one I wrote is Fantastic Futures, and that's Elon Musk and Jesus Christ. The trouble with the Elon Musk book is he's dynamic. The other people I wrote about, except for Bill Belichick, I had the whole story. I couldn't change it.
Yeah.
But Elon, every time you go online, there's another YouTube with Elon in it. He's got a different idea or a little wrinkle on an old idea. And so I finally just had to say, let's just pick this point in time and we'll write about it now. So that by the time it gets done through editorial and everything, it'll be like a history book. Oh, well, those were good ideas back then, but look where I am now. So anyway, interesting guy.
Yeah. Maybe you can do it. Jesus Christ and Elon Ketamine Cowboy Musk. And a lot of that's the ketamine. That guy's got a problem. That's kind of why he's all over the place with Elon Musk. But yeah, I don't know if Jesus ever did ketamine. We have to check in with the boss or something on that one. But yeah, he's got a problem that needs to get fixed, I think, with the ketamine.
He believes in large families. He's got 14 children from 4 different women. So he has a big family.
He's trying to build a football team or a basketball team, evidently. So I don't. That or he just wants more people to work for free, maybe.
The old days.
Yeah, just like the old days, or currently, if you work for him. He's a great union buster. Do you see the series continuing on? There's a lot of great people you could probably profile and do the series on.
These last 3 took me 3 years.
Wow.
And I'm 79, so I don't know how many more books I want to do.
Yeah, it does take you a little while to work through all that, huh? Yeah, totally. Now, are there any other forthcoming books you're working on, or you just usually do this series? Anything else that might be coming out for you in the future people should know about?
I tried your industry for a little bit, doing podcasting.
That's right. We want to get a plug-in for that.
Too much work. Too much work, and you got to have almost a team of people to support you, and it's like, wow, this is way over my head. I'm swimming in the deep end right now.
All right, you've convinced me. I quit. I'm out. He validated what I've always said. It's too much work. Screw this. It is.
So writing's a lot easier because you're by yourself. You don't have to.
That's true. It's when you open your mouth and start saying stuff, you can get yourself in trouble. At least
that's right.
My policy. But no, it is difficult. People think it's easier to do a podcast, and that's why so many of them start them and they fail. It's tough. It's tough to be interesting. It's tough to talk about stuff. It's tough to carry a conversation. It's tough to be a good host. Hosting is hard. I didn't realize at the time, but growing up watching Carson and Letterman and some of the great stand-ups, I didn't realize that I would use that talent years go by, but I still pull a lot of Stephen Colbert too. I pull a lot from, he has a really great way of delivering stuff that's serious in nature, but making it funny so people can at least go, let's think about that. That's a real key, because if you can make stuff funny that's serious, people will look at it and see the fallacies and the hypocrisy sometimes of our humanity and go, yeah, we do some stupid shit as humans. But yeah, it's tough to be a good host. It's tough to do, but you really have to love it. I enjoy talking to people. This is a job that I not only would do for free, but technically when I'm out in public, I entertain people everywhere I go. I make friends with people on the plane, elevators. I bug everyone wherever I go. And I like making them laugh or telling a comedic joke. I walked by some gal I was out doing some photographing with at some of the big events. She had some funny thing on her shirt, and I just read it as I went by, and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Your shirt." And I just kept walking. But it's just, she had some funny thing, and I just said it to her. I'm like, "Well, it's your shirt." And it's just, I think people are interesting. I enjoy talking to them. I'm bored of me, man. I'm 58. I'm over me. I'm sick of my shit. I don't need to tell any more stories about it.
You've heard it all before, huh?
Yeah, I love hearing about what other people are up to, because I'm like, God, that sounds really cool. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's awesome. And and you really have to have that deep-seated interest, because sometimes people come on, and not you, but some people can come on and be really challenging just to get an interview out of. Really, you're like, tell me about your book. It's got 50 pages. And you're like, we got like a half an hour to go here. You're killing me, Holmes.
Work with me
here. You gotta can't give me one word answers, man. Or worse, they just go off on a speech for the whole half an hour, and then at the end they go, how come you didn't ask more questions? I'm like, you ran off with the show. I couldn't interrupt you without being bad. You got the podcast. People can check it out. And do we get the name of the podcast or URL?
Yeah, it's theleadershipfrontier.com.
Yeah, I think it's great because it ties in with your books, because your books are about, entrepreneurs, leadership. All these guys were leaders really in their thing. And so you can dig through that with them. But yeah, I think it's an important nuance. And Jesus sold a lot of books, so he was a great entrepreneur. And the Bible's the number one selling book in the world?
Yeah, still is.
Go Jesus. Yeah. I think I've gotten some autographed copies of his around.
I don't think he's getting royalties.
Oh, he's not. Yeah. Mary probably set that up to where it goes into her trust. Wasn't she there? We were talking to somebody yesterday about the crucifixion, how long it took. It was like 9 hours. Evidently, this is the estimate by this researcher. And that's a lot of time to hang on a cross. But I think Mary was there, and she was probably like, hey, Jesus, sign this will and testament really quick and leave me all your cash.
She was also the one that discovered he had left the tomb.
Yeah, that's why she was so upset and crying, because she knew that the will was invalid at that point. No, I'm just teasing. I'm going to hell. I'm just teasing. We're doing jokes. Mary was a fine woman, and she had Jesus, so that tells you how fine she was. Anyway, so what else do we want to plug for you? Is there any offerings on your website, interaction, communities, emails, things that you do, letters, newsletters?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Is there anything else on your website that you offer that people should know about, or any other activities?
Well, my books are on Amazon, and I actually put them in Chinese, Mandarin Chinese, and Spanish.
Wow.
Because I looked at two populations and said, where's the largest language populations? Mandarin Chinese has about 800, 900 million. And Spanish has about the same numbers spread out over more territory. But I thought, if you're going to go after readers, you may as well get in a language they understand.
That's true. Yeah. And there's a lot of people around the world that are big fans of Jesus, but you got to get them in their language.
Yeah. I had representatives at the Hong Kong book show, but
oh, really?
The Chinese government's not real thrilled about books about Jesus Christ. That's for sure.
Really?
No.
What's that about?
They allowed them because they were not preachy, and now we're trying to convert people in China. So I made it through that show, but not a lot. I don't know if there's any sales or not, because that goes through the publisher, and I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, it's really interesting. And how do you draw these up? Do you sit down, or as they're presented in the book, do you do a side-by-side comparison, or do you say, hey, here's some things they did similar, and how does that work?
Each one of them positions the individual differently. Entrepreneuring is a lot different than Nifty Neighbor. Oh. But you're right. What I do is I look at what are the common characteristics, how do they support the title, and also then is there a story to tell? These people all had great stories. they were standalone stories. I didn't have to create anything out of that. I just had to get the parallelism. And so once you get the parallelism and the track, once you get the big idea of the relationship, everything kind of flows out of that.
Oh, that makes sense. Totally. As we round out the show, give people a final pitch out to get to know you better, find out more about what you're up to and all that good stuff.
Like I said, I've just got a new website going up, TracyEmerickPhD.com. So they can give it a go there.
They can go there and check it out and then watch for your future books, right?
Yes.
You have coming out because
they should be out by the end of the year.
You think all three of them? I think it was 3, right?
There was some publisher issues, and so they've been sitting on a shelf for a while. So I set up my own publishing company so that I have a little more control. That's the backroom part of the publishing world.
Yeah.
So that's why they've set it on the shelf, but now I can move them through the process.
All right. Sounds good then. We'll look forward to seeing all the work, and thank you very much for coming to the show. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time, Tracy. We really appreciate being here. Folks, pick up his books wherever fine books are sold. Nifty Neighbors, Mr. Rogers and Jesus Christ. That could be a great maybe sitcom coming to a TV near you, maybe, huh? Wouldn't that be kind of interesting, maybe? I don't know. Mr. Rogers and Jesus Christ. They're kind of like the Odd Couple. Maybe remember that movie, the show, The Odd Couple, with who are those two? Anyway, Randolph. Anyway, it might be interesting. Jesus, you leave the toilet seat up again? Darn it. No, that sort of thing. Whose sweater is this in the washer? That sort of thing. Who left the cap off the milk again? Darn it. Jesus and Mr. Rogers fall on hard times. They got to move in together. Then we really find out how nice Mr. Rogers is.
Yep.
Yeah, I could see this being, Amazon should pick this up, man. This would be great. All right, folks. So to order up his book wherever fine books are sold, go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, YouTube.com/Chris Voss, and all those crazy places on the internet. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you guys next time.
You've been listening to the most amazing, intelligent podcast ever made to improve your brain and your life. Warning, consuming too much of the Chris Voss Show podcast can lead to people thinking you're smarter, younger, and irresistible sexy. Consume in regularly moderated amounts. Consult a doctor for any resulting brain bleed.